Hey everyone! Alright, so welcome to this is week 17 and 18. Today I'm 18 weeks and 1 day. It's going to be another combined video for 2 weeks, but a lot has happened in the past couple of weeks, so I'm going to just dive right into this because I have a lot to tell you and let you know what's going on, and I really don't want this video to be forever. So yeah, let's go. So starting off, as I always do, with the baby size. So for 17 weeks, oh yeah, I have notes, just if you see me looking down, my apologies. At 17 weeks, the baby was the size of an onion. I'm not a fan of onions, but that is still pretty impressive that the baby is already that big. By the end of the week, it was the size of a sweet potato. Again, I'm not a fan of sweet potatoes. Most people think that that's pretty weird that I don't like sweet potatoes, but nonetheless I don't. But still, and even though like sweet potatoes can be like very different, they range in size. I think what it said was like 6.5 inches long, I think is what it said. 5.5 inches long, 6.5 inches long, I can't remember. About approximately that big, but that's still pretty cool. And for week 18, so like right now the baby's the size of a sweet potato. By the end of this week it's going to be the size of a mango, which is so impressive. Like I say that every week, but like now we're not measuring by the size of like these little tiny little increments like poppy seeds and apple seeds and whatever, like we're measuring like hand-sized almost, you know? It's like that there is something that's that big growing inside of me right now, and it's just amazing and wonderful that baby is that big. As far as aversions to food, these past 2 weeks I haven't really had any. The same ones are still there, but I wouldn't call them aversions anymore, which is really great. Especially the cinnamon raisin bread one. I still don't like it, and if I don't have to be around it or smell it, that's great. But if I am, it doesn't make me feel like completely repulsed, which is really good. Because that was really inconvenient for the other people in my house who love cinnamon raisin bread. So that's lovely. But yeah, other than that, like I still don't like peanut butter, but I can manage it. I tried a little bit like on a spoon the other day just to see if I still didn't like it. And I don't not like it, but I just rather not have it. It's kind of how I feel about it. So definitely not an aversion because it doesn't make me feel nauseous and sick, but I still don't really care for it. As far as cravings are concerned, I do have 2 new cravings. One craving has sort of always been there. And I know kind of like when you crave things, it's usually because it's what your body is lacking. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that one of my cravings from probably, well, really early on has been water. Because I really wasn't a big water drinker before I got pregnant. I know that's not very good. So I really started craving water, and when I was sick in the mornings, the very, very first thing that I had to do in the morning, in the early weeks, was before my feet hit the floor, I had to take a huge gulp of water, or else I would be sick. Like, I'd feel really nauseous. So the water would help, and so, yeah, so I've been craving water. But the difference that happened in week 17 was I now am craving super, super cold water. If it's even like mildly not freezing or just under freezing, I have to dump it out and get a new one. So I'm constantly going through ice, and I like to chew on the ice chips, but it's more the water that I'm really craving right now. So that, I mean, that's a good thing to crave because, you know, it means I'm drinking tons of water. But yeah, that's a new one. And another new one, which is a horrible thing that I'm craving, is Burger King Whoppers. I like love them so much. It's ridiculous. I'm someone who lives in a smaller community, smaller town, and we only just recently got a Burger King here in this area. And so I didn't really know what I was missing, I guess. I mean, I've had Burger King before, but it was a long time ago when my husband and I lived, we lived in Alberta for, I think we lived there for almost 2 years. And they had a Burger King in the area that we lived in, so we've had it, and I kind of just didn't think much of it. But when we got the Burger King here in where I live now, you know, my husband wanted to go and have it because he likes Burger King, and I mean, it's not like it's his best favorite thing, but he, you know, it's a novelty of the new fast food joint in town, so we had to have it. And so I'm like, well, if we're going, I have to get a Whopper because that's what Burger King is. And oh my goodness, it was so good. It was so good, and I'm gonna say that it's definitely a craving because I think about it, like, all day. Well, not all day, but I think about it a few times a day, every day. I don't allow myself to eat it every day, because that would be a little bit much. So what I do is I'm allowing myself to have it once a week, on a weekend. So any one day, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I'm allowed to have Burger King. If I don't have it, I'm not allowed to have it during the week at all. I have to wait till the following weekend because I really just don't want to let myself get carried away with eating Burger King all the time because I really could. It's just so good. So yummy. A funny little story about that is actually just today I had Burger King, but I had a shower this morning, and when I got out of the shower, that's usually when I like to listen to the baby's heartbeat, just because, you know, before I put my clothes on, I'll just like lie on the bed in my towel, whatever, and listen to the baby's heartbeat. And by the way, baby's heartbeat is still really great, high 150s and really strong. But today, baby wasn't really kicking. A couple little kicks here and there, but usually, you know, baby's kicking a lot. But I don't know, probably just not in the mood to kick right at that moment that we were listening, so that was fine. But my husband had to go out. He has hockey this evening, and so he had to go out and get his skate sharpened. And while we were listening, like I had the probe on my belly, was listening to the baby's heartbeat, he said, "Do you want me to stop at Burger King?" And just as he said that, before I had a chance to respond, the baby kicked so hard. It was so loud on the Doppler, and I'm like, oh, I guess I have to have Burger King. The baby wants it. So he did end up going to get me Burger King, which is just hilarious. And so because of that, and now I'll get into my next little bullet point, is movement. I'm feeling the baby move all the time now, and so after I had Burger King today, probably like less than 30 minutes later, I was just sitting down, you know, actually writing out my notes for today's video, and the baby, I keep saying he, and just so you know, I don't know what the gender is, but I just say he because I think it's a boy. So anyways, if you hear me saying he, I don't know yet, but this is what I do anyways. Baby was rolling around and kicking me like crazy, so I'm feeling tons of movement. Sometimes I'll have my hand on it and I'll feel a kick, and I think that maybe I can feel it on the outside, and so I'll get Jason to, you know, put his hand there to see if he can feel, but it seems the baby is, you know, unwilling to participate right at that moment because the kicks always stop as soon as Jason puts his hand on my belly, which is of course. But yeah, no, I feel the baby move all the time, several times a day. Peak times are like right before supper, and then again at around 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the evening. So it's just amazing, and some of the kicks are like pretty strong at this point. And it just feels so awesome because, I mean, I know that they're kicks, but they're still like, they're not painful in any way or uncomfortable at all. They're just, I kind of compare them to like little flicks. Someone's flicking me from the inside. But it's such an amazing feeling, and I'm just excited for them to get stronger. And I know when, you know, baby's kicking me in the ribs and stuff, I'm going to be saying, oh, stop, you're hurting. But like for right now, it's so awesome, and I can't wait till they get stronger. So yeah, that's it on movement. Tons of movement. How I'm sleeping, I'm still able to sleep on my belly. We have a pretty soft mattress, and I think that if our mattress was at all any firmer than what it is, I probably wouldn't be able to. But yeah, I'm still able to sleep on my belly, although, and before I got pregnant, I was a belly sleeper. Like, didn't sleep on my side or my back whatsoever. So I was really nervous about being pregnant because I'm going to be so uncomfortable. But it just turns out, just naturally, I tend to kind of sleep a little bit more on my back. Sort of half on my back, I'll kind of be on my back, but kind of like to the side a little bit. That just naturally happened. I have no idea. I'd wake up and I would be on my back. But yeah, sleeping is, and I'm sleeping through the night still. I still have to get up probably like once a night to pee, which is better than it was in the earlier weeks when I was getting up to pee, 2 and 3 times in the night. Now it's died down to about once. Sometimes I can make it through the whole night if I pee like right before I go to sleep, and I wake up at like 6 to pee. So that's not too bad. So I think my uterus is, moving up off of my bladder, which is nice. It'll be a nice little break until baby gets bigger, and then it's pressing on the bladder again. Okay, so my next little bullet point here to update you guys on is my headache situation. My headaches are still here. They're not really any better. Some days are better than other days, but and today I'm having a good day, which is really nice. But for the most part, they're still here. I have been off of work from February 10th. I was actually supposed to go back to work on February 17th, but the 14th and 15th of February, my headache got so bad that I was literally in bed in the dark with no lights on all day long, like getting up to pee and then coming back to bed because my head was just pounding so bad, and like the pain is sort of behind my eyes, and like I couldn't even move my eyes while my eyes were closed. Like I couldn't move my eyeballs, and do you know what I mean? It was so bad. So after 2 days of that, I went to the doctor on the 16th of February, and she put me off work indefinitely. She doesn't want me to go back until these headaches are completely cleared up, which I agree with, because I think if I go back to work prematurely, then they're apt to get worse, and I really just don't want that. I want to get them under control now. So she put me off work indefinitely. She wants me to be massaged, so I did go get a massage the next day after I saw her. I think I saw her on a Thursday, and the next day, the Friday, I went and had a massage. The massage helped, it didn't take the headache away by any means, but it took it away to the point where I wasn't having to lie in a dark room with, no sound. And it helped for probably like 2 days, 2 to 3 days after the massage. I noticed that, things were better. But then my headache started getting worse again. And the massage person, the masseuse, said that, the more often I go, the longer I'll feel relief. So I'm hoping, I'm going to be massaged once a week now for indefinitely. I'm not sure how long. It'll be once a week. I might move to every 2 weeks, but for right now I'm going to be massaged once a week to help with my headaches, which is good. And I'm covered for up to a certain amount through my insurance that I have through my work, so I don't have to pay for a while. But if I continue to go, I might exceed that number, and then I might have to start paying myself. But for right now, I don't have to pay. My doctor also suggested that when I have a headache that I have a little bit of caffeine, because that can help, I guess. I guess she's kind of thinking that if I was going through caffeine withdrawal, that adding a little bit of caffeine would take away the headache. But I'm not going through caffeine withdrawal because although I was craving fountain Pepsi, I wasn't drinking enough of it to withdrawal, and I had given up all caffeine when I first got pregnant. So I went through any kind of withdrawal symptoms right at the beginning of the pregnancy. My headaches didn't start until like week 11. But in any event, so anytime I would get a headache, I would have, you know, like a Pepsi. So I was ending up having like 2 Pepsis a day because I'd wake up in the morning with a headache. And so I would have a Pepsi in the morning, and then it would help for a little bit, and then my headache would come back at night, and I'd have a Pepsi at night, and it would kind of help for a little bit. Never taking it away. I don't want you to ever think that any of this stuff is taking away my headache altogether, because it's not. I have a headache all day long, every single day, which is awful. But the other thing that my doctor did was she prescribed me as a last case scenario, last resort, if nothing seems to be working and I'm sitting in the dark room, you know, with no sound again, she prescribed me Demerol. I'm very hesitant to take it just because, and I haven't, excuse me, that was on, I saw her on February 16th, and I haven't taken any yet. I've almost taken it one time, because it got pretty bad, but I just went to sleep instead. But yeah, I know it's not the best thing to take, obviously, but so long as it's not abused and I'm not taking it, you know, all the time, then it should be okay. But nonetheless, I really would like to do everything else before I resort to Demerol. So if my headaches ever get really bad again, I'm going to be scheduling a chiropractor appointment. I'm also going to look into acupuncture. I know a lot of you have been suggesting it. A lot of you have had a lot of relief with those things. For right now, I feel like the massages are working enough that I don't need to do the chiropractor and acupuncture as well. But if that changes, I absolutely will be making appointments. So yeah, that is it on the headaches. Still there, pretty much. That long-winded story, and just for me to say, they're still there. And I'm off work indefinitely. I see my doctor again on March 6th, and she will reassess, and we will see about if I'm going back to work anytime soon, but it just, again, it depends on how my headaches are. We shall see, so yeah, please keep me in your thoughts for those headaches, because they're really just, they can be really crippling, you know, sometimes when they're really bad. I mean, most of the time it's just a dull kind of annoyance, and, you know, if I'm on the computer too much, or if I'm watching TV too much, or if I have any kind of stress, you know, they can get to be pretty painful. But when they get really bad, I mean, and I'm lying in bed not able to move, I mean, that's just no way to be, and I really just, yeah, I'd love to not be like that again. So, anyways. Oh, sorry, I just kicked the stand that you guys are sitting on, my apologies. So, another thing that happened this week, it actually happened 7 weeks and 5 days. It was this past Thursday. Did I say 7 weeks? I meant 17 weeks. I don't know what I just said. At 17 weeks and 5 days, I woke up, which was February 23rd. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning, and I threw up. And I thought that it was what I had the previous night, that it just didn't settle right in my tummy. You know, I kind of attribute any time that I'm sick to pregnancy at this point. Any kind of nausea, I always just, you know, oh, I'm pregnant, you know, it's one of those things. Oh, sorry, my phone's going off. Yeah, anyways, I just kind of attribute it to that. But it was maybe 15-20 minutes later, I got up again and was sick. And then about 20 minutes later I got up again and was sick and scooting, which was lovely. And then I went upstairs to like tell my parents because my husband had gone to work, and I was like thinking, I'm very sick right now, I should tell my parents. And I go upstairs and my mom was up all night with the same thing, scooting and vomiting for the whole night. So my mom and I were both sick. She ended up being able to take some Imodium and some Gravol, and that really helped her, although she's still not feeling that well today. But my mom takes a little bit longer to recover than I do. But because I am pregnant, I didn't take anything, and so I was literally throwing up from 6:30 in the morning until 2:30 in the morning the next day. So however many hours that is, a long friggin' time. I was throwing up like at least every hour, but it was like as often as every 15 minutes. I can't remember the last time I was that sick. And scooting almost just as often. I was so sick, and I'm still feeling the effects of it. I'm not scooting or throwing up anymore, but because I threw up so much, my neck, all up in here, all in my shoulders. During one retch, I actually felt something pull in my back, which doesn't feel good today. But yeah, I literally can't remember the last time I was that sick, and I guess there's a stomach virus that is going around, and so we got it. My dad, that whole day, had to take care of both me and my mom because my husband was at work, and then the next day, he was sick. He got it too. So far, my grandmother hasn't gotten it, which is great because she's 77 and she takes a little bit longer to recover when she gets sick. My husband hasn't gotten it either yet, so, well, I hope that they don't, but nonetheless, that's what happened to me. So it's been a couple of days, and today was the first day that I was actually able to eat. Yesterday all I had was some soup and some crackers. Today I had Burger King, and so far it seems to be settling fine in my stomach, so I think the only kind of remnants that I still have from this illness is I feel a little bit weak, and my muscles are just aching all over from like my waist up on both sides. My back and my front are just very, very sore. Because, yeah, I threw up a lot. A lot. I know that that's really TMI, and I'm very sorry for anybody who doesn't like to hear about people throwing up, but yeah, I really can't remember ever throwing up that much. Because usually I would just take a Gravol, and for scooting I would take Imodium, like, immediately, and sleep through, like my dad was able to do and my mom was eventually able to do. But I didn't take anything, and I just had to suffer it out. And it was just horrible. It was just horrible. Yeah. But feeling better now. So yeah, headaches and awesome stomach flu. So when it rains, it pours. But because of that, I'll get to my weight, which is my next little bullet point. At 17 weeks, I weighed in at 122, which is my pre-pregnancy weight. So I was like, all right, this is great, now I can start gaining, But yesterday when I weighed in, which was 2 days after? Yeah, 2 days after I was sick all day on Thursday, and so I weighed in on Saturday. I was 118.2, which is actually up from what I was Friday, which was 117. So that's how sick I was. And I can even see it in my face when I look at myself, and in my arms I feel like really small. Yeah. So, but my weight, it'll go up next week because I'll be able to eat more and stuff, because today was really the first day that I was able to eat, so. Oh, and when I weighed myself this morning, I was 121.2. But for official weigh-ins, I weigh in on Saturday, and so 17 weeks, 122, and 18 weeks, 118.2. But I think next week will be a more accurate gauge. I'll probably put on a couple of pounds, which is fine with me because I think right now I'm kind of looking a bit sickly. Just because I think I've, that flu really kind of took a lot out of me. But yeah, we'll see what next week's weight will be. 2 more bullet points. 1, I have 2 videos that are going to be coming out after this one that I actually recorded at 17 weeks and 4 days. I had to like render them, and I only was able to do one of the videos, and then the next day I was sick, so I wasn't able to edit them together because they're both in 2 parts on my phone, or not on my phone, on my camera. So I had to edit them together, and I was only able to edit one of them together, and it took a long time to do. But then the next day I was sick, so I wasn't able to upload or anything or do anything to the second video. The first one is baby buys, which is everything that I have bought for baby from pre-pregnancy all the way up to 17 weeks. So look out for that one. And the other video that I did was all of my maternity clothes that I've bought. And in that one you actually get a belly shot from 17 weeks and 4 days. So look out for that one as well. I'm really going to try, and I'm going to put this video up first just because it's my weekly update and I really want to get this up. But then after that will be these 2 videos, so keep an eye out for those. They're already recorded, I just have to like edit them together and upload them. Okay, and the last thing, my belly shot. You guys are troopers for holding through that entire video. I know it was a lot, and I have no idea how long this was, but nonetheless, let's look at the belly. I really think you're going to see a difference because I do. And it's been 2 weeks since you've seen it. Oh! Okay. Hey everyone. Oh, fix the hair. This is one of my maternity tops, so it's kind of a sneak peek for my maternity video that you will see. So here is the belly. I can't believe how big I am getting. Even I'm still not that big, but I'm definitely getting bigger. So that is that with the shirt, and this maternity shirt is like super big. Oh goodness, this maternity shirt is super big. So when I'm huge, you know, it'll definitely still fit me. So that is bare belly. Bare belly at 18 weeks and 1 day. So I am definitely seeing a difference. I actually don't wear these jeans anymore. I have maternity jeans that I wear, but I put these jeans on so that you guys can like have the same pair of pants to like compare every week. But when I sit down, you know, this really digs in under here. But yeah, so that is the belly. It's something. And it's like super hard right like at the bottom. Still squishy, you know, when you get up a little bit higher, but that is it. And then again, I think I look way, way bigger with a shirt than without. And I look way bigger in maternity clothes than in regular clothes. So, but yeah. Alright. That is it for weeks 17 and 18. Thank you guys for, oh my goodness, for being troopers through a 28.5-minute video. You guys are awesome if you stuck through that whole thing. I love you all. Keep an eye out for those other videos. I'm really going to try to get them up as soon as I can, right after this video that I'm uploading here. And yeah, see ya next week for week 19. I'm almost halfway through, guys. This is just crazy. Anyways, I love you all so much, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.